I'm going to come to you on the trade issues with India specifically in just a few moments from now. But I'd like to ask you in terms of what will the U.S. do from here on? A lot of eyes in terms of course, the Russia-Ukraine war. Do you believe the United States will withdraw from NATO, knowing fully well that Trump isn't a big fan of NATO? And how will it alter the dynamics of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and the support that the United States has been extending to Ukraine?
I think it's a very serious possibility that Trump will withdraw from NATO. He wanted to do it. He almost did it in 2018. He complains about the allies not having adequate defense expenditures. That's not a bargaining position. He doesn't understand collective defense. He thinks basically we're defending the Europeans and they're not paying for it. Now, that's not the way an alliance is supposed to work, but that's how Trump sees it. And I think he could withdraw. I think that would have a catastrophic impact on Ukraine, which I also think Trump, he wants to wrap that up. He sees it as a Biden problem. He doesn't want it in his administration. I think that augurs poorly for the Ukrainian position. We'll see what happens, but I think that would also apply in the Middle East. He wants that war over with too, not because he objects particularly to Israeli policy. He just doesn't want it on his table as a legacy from the prior administration.
Right. There's a question that many have on their minds whether Donald Trump himself harbors a deep skepticism for multilateralism, and does he have good reason to be skeptical?
Well, you know, he's more opposed to NATO than he is to the United Nations. In other words, he's not trained his fire so much on the United Nations as he has on America's most important alliance. So I'm not sure it's an aversion to multilateralism. It may be a misunderstanding of what the United Nations does. I do think he dislikes the European Union very intensely and would prefer to have direct bilateral talks on trade with EU members. They, of course, don't want that. But I think it's a reflection of his view that he likes speaking to his counterparts. He thinks, and has said openly, that he thinks he has good relations with a foreign leader, then the U.S. has good relations with that country. Now, personal relations are always important, but they're not everything in intergovernmental relations, that's for sure.